Hi there, everyone. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Jim, and we are
Fatigue of Your Own. Welcome to another Motivational Monday.
Let's get motivated.
Woohoo! Yay! It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is a nice day in the
It
neighborhood.
is. Fall has arrived.
Yeah, a little chilly.
But that's good.
Yeah, makes it good for sleeping.
It does. And it's supposed to be chilly in October.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though we're going to have a warm up for the rest of the
Of
week,
course.
and then it'll cool down again on the weekend.
Yeah.
So,
we're good.
but yeah, we're okay.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So for those of you who are following the Chronicles of Molly, her surgery was this past
It
Friday.
was on Friday,
And
it went well.
She had a plate attached to her leg and her foot. It's an
Yep.
L-shaped plate. Had that done. Picked her up on Saturday morning, and she does not like her cast.
No, she's in a cast. It's a nearly full leg cast, and it's to stabilize everything, and she does not like it.
No.
I can understand. I never had one. I never broke a leg,
No.
so I don't know what that's like. Knock on, well, there's no wood here,
No.
but yeah, hopefully that never happens. I can't imagine that's any fun. So I have no idea what it's like to, I've never had a cast. I never really broke a bone outside of broke the end of this finger.
Yeah, broke one of my toes.
Yeah.
Cracked my tailbone. That's never fun.
No.
And you can't do anything
No,
about
can't do
that.
anything about that. But so she's got this cast on, and what's different with this, because the procedure she had, is usually if a dog has a cast on, it's because they broke a leg.
Mhm.
When that happens, they try to restrict them putting any weight on that limb.
Mhm.
With the procedure that she had, it stabilizes everything.
Yep.
And so they want her to put pressure on the leg. They told us at some point she will start to walk,
Mhm.
Mostly normal as she can with a big cast on. And that's what they want her to do. And at this point,
she's not cooperating.
No, she keeps wanting to lift that leg.
She wants to shake
Right.
off the cast.
But the only direction
And-
she can really lift it is behind her.
Yeah.
And she'll fling it up and try to
Try to
shake it off.
Yeah.
She doesn't it's not coming off.
No.
It's on there.
Yeah.
And she's going to have some kind of a cast on it for the next 8 to 10 weeks.
8 to 10
It
weeks.
could be as early as 8. Fingers crossed. Everything goes well. We can get it off in 8, but we're in our minds, we're already looking at 10.
Yeah.
And so far, it has been a challenge. And that's what we're talking about, long-term challenges.
Yes. So many of you out there face long-term challenges. Some of you have your own health conditions, or you're taking care of somebody who has a health condition that is a very long-term challenge. Some of you have long-term challenges in your workplace where you've got either people or processes or products or services that are just very challenging for you, and it's difficult for you to get things going. It's difficult to make progress. It's difficult to move forward.
Right. We see that with some of the companies that we work with, where they're basically trying to do a wholesale mindset change within at least the leadership team or a leadership team for whatever department it is or whatever they're doing. And that takes time.
Yeah.
We've seen this with companies where under an old regime that the mindset, the attitude, everything just became toxic. And the crazy thing is, you really only need one person.
Yeah.
And especially if they're further up in the organization with just the wrong attitude, to have that toxic mindset, and it ends up just permeating everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that happens and how fast it can happen.
There was one organization that I worked with where I went in and they were on a hiring spree. They hired dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people in a very short amount of time. It was amazing how many people they hired, but their turnover rate was really
Yeah.
high. And part of the reason why their turnover rate was really high was because it was a toxic environment that they had created for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I did was I was in charge of new hire orientation. So I created a new hire orientation program that was meant to reduce the effects of the toxicity there in the workplace. And I got some good inroads going because the turnover rate reduced sharply. It was cut in half. And by the time that I left there, you still had some holdover of some people because they didn't get replaced their leadership team till much later. However, the good news is the ground, because what you can do when it comes to culture is you can either do from the top down or from the bottom up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing, because I knew I couldn't change the top, so I was working from the bottom up, and the numbers were on my side.
Yeah,
because they were hiring so many people. So take a look when it comes to the mindset in your organization. Take a look at the leadership. Take a look at the people who are in there and determine who's going to be your best group to start with, and then get it to spread from that point on. And how are you going to do that?
Right. And a lot of times, and some leaders, some companies, they don't get this, is generally that turnaround cannot be done strictly using internal resources.
No.
Part of the reason for that is there's this bias about proximity. You can call that, that's a good title for it, good name for it, proximity bias.
Yes.
That if you work in the organization, you're too close to the issues, you're too close to the people that you're trying to change, and they're simply not going to listen. Yeah. How often do we see that?
A lot.
Where these companies say, yeah, we've been trying to do this and we're using our own, and usually they expect HR to be able to do it. Yeah. That's usually not going to be the case. HR, they're good at hiring people most of the time. They're good at processing paperwork, doing all of that kind of great stuff. They're not good at training and changing mindset generally. No. It's just not what they do. And so quite often to get that turnaround, it requires bringing in external resources. And that's where we come in, because that's what we do. There was a company that we worked with that I think they had close to 100% turnover in their frontline ranks. Yeah. And by the time, it may not have been that high, but it was high. It was like 60, 70%. I mean, it was a high rate. And after we went in and conducted training with their leadership team, their turnover slowed to a trickle. Yeah. Slowed to just a few positions. And that was their normal level. They were back to, it was like pre-COVID level. Yeah. And the thing is, we weren't telling them a whole lot more than what those people were already hearing from leadership and from HR. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I was brought in as a contract trainer, and I would sit down with the leadership team and say, all right, well, what change are you looking for? Right. And they tell me, and I say, all right, what have you done and what have you been saying? And they tell me, and I said, okay. And a week later, I would go in and say the exact same thing. Exact thing. Tell them this is, hey, well, do you think this is going to work to make a change? And everybody, oh my gosh, why didn't anybody ever say that before? Why didn't we think of that? What? Oh my goodness, yes. And it's because you are coming in to an organization from outside. Right. And it looks like you're bringing fresh new ideas. And you're the experts, and we're going to listen to you. We're not going to listen to these people that we work for, even though they know exactly what to do. Yeah. We're going to listen to you because you don't work here. You are from outside of the organization, and we're going to give you a level of credibility that we do not give to our own leadership team. Like I said, proximity bias.
And we can do that for you.
And we can do that because, like I said, we've
we
done it. We do it. We've done it and on a fairly regular basis. And and it's a lot of fun. It's great. And it's great when you see the changes and when you get the feedback down the road. Because that's the other thing. This is a long-term process.
Yes.
It takes a little while. But once it starts to take hold, and a lot of it for us, some of it is simply the language that we use. And in that case, some of what we say is going to be different than what they have heard from their leadership team. Just because we come in with our own terminology. And once you get that terminology embedded into the group, they'll start using that, and it helps to foster that mindset.
Well, and the other thing is, you didn't get there overnight, so you're not going to fix it. You're not going to fix it overnight. There's a reason why it's called a long-term challenge,
right?
Because it's something that you've been facing for a long period of time, and it's not going to go away.
No, it's going to take a while.
So keep that in mind when you're looking for solutions for these challenges. Is the solutions aren't going to come right away, and they're not going to be able to get results for you right away. It's going to take a little while for those results to happen. You have to continue to working through that, though. You have to be committed to working through those challenges and facing them, and knowing that you can get to the other side.
That's it. That's what we're facing with Molly.
Yes.
It's going to be, we're now at I guess this would be day 3 post-surgery.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. No, Friday was surgery. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. So it's day 3. And we know we got a lot more.
Yes.
And it has been difficult, especially on me, having to lift this. I know she's not 85 pounds now. No. She was, but she's a lot like me. That is the big side effect or benefit of this, is I'm losing weight like crazy. And I know I'm going to gain some muscle out of this from picking her up, at least until she finally figures out how to walk on her own. I don't have to do that anymore. But it has been a challenge, and we know it's going to be a long-term challenge, but we want what's best for our puppy dog. We are following the instructions of the doctor to the letter, despite how painful it is. But we know it'll get better. And we know that in another 67 days or sooner, that we will have a fully healed puppy dog, and she'll be back to walking around on her own.
In the meantime, our kitchen is like a drugstore.
Yes,
we've got a pharmacy set up for her because she's on 5 different medications
at this point.
And it's fun.
And trying to keep the schedule straight on what she gets when. And then what doesn't require food, what does require food. We'll have it down here soon. So and then we won't have to give it to her anymore.
And then that drug will go away.
That drug will go away. So especially the antibiotics. Once we're past that phase, we'll give her all of those and we'll be done.
But the thing is, everybody has these types of challenges in their lives.
They do. You're not the only ones.
No. Everybody faces something like this at some point. Some people face it multiple times throughout their lifetime. And the reality is, it doesn't get any easier as you move along.
Nope. It's life. Life tests you. Life will test you.
And so there are people out there who can help you. That's the important part to all of this. Yes, you have to work through those long-term challenges. Yes, you have to get to the other side of them. But there are people out there who can help you get through them. And when it comes to the challenges that you're facing there at your workplace, we are some of the people who can help you work through them and to grow through those challenges that you're facing. So if they wanted to contact us, if they wanted us to come in and help them make some changes, if they just need somebody to cut through the bias, the proximity bias that they're facing there in their workplace, how could they get a hold of us?
Well, they can send us an email, info@ateagueofyourown.com.
info@ateagueofyourown.com is correct.
They could contact us through Facebook,
Okay.
through LinkedIn,
Yes.
through Instagram.
Yes.
They could go to our YouTube page.
They could.
Or you could just give us a call or send us a text message. And you want
Crazy calling or texting somebody
know.
to reach out to them.
We have a phone number, 412-420-7975.
Right there.
There it is. Hey, perfect. Yes.
Yes. And our website.
And our website
is
ateagueofyourown.com right there. And the email again, just add info@ateagueofyourown.com. Yeah.
Reach out to us. We're here to help you. We want you to make progress. We want you to grow through those challenges, and
We want you to succeed.
Yeah. And we can do that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we succeed when you succeed.
yes, we do. So let us know how we can help you. Give us a call, shoot us an email, visit the website.
And for all of our Toastmasters friends, I will see you at the Fall Symposium on Saturday. I'm going to be there presenting and putting the whole thing together right now. It's going to be fun because I'm going to be talking about a topic that I actually like. I like talking about lots of things, but it's a topic that I really thrive on.
Yep.
And that's going to be introducing humor or creating humorous speeches or introducing humor into your speeches because I do a lot of that.
You do.
I don't even intend to. Sometimes it happens.
And for my polka dot friends, I will see you at Celebration.
All right. Sounds good.
Yes, it does. All right. So we'll have lots to talk about next week. We can give you another update on how Molly Puppy is doing. Until then, have a great week. Let us know if there's any specific topics you'd like to hear about. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Bye.